Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to F1 Manager 2024 and another part of the Lotus Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back with the Singapore Grand Prix and hoping to recover from last time out where Kimi Antonelli absolutely destroyed the car. We're in a really difficult position now because, well, we don't have enough money to turn this around. It's going to be incredibly problematic, and well, yeah, he's just going to have to run a really substandard car this weekend, I think. I don't really see another way of doing it. We are running the brand new 1.7 patch for PS4 and Xbox and console and PC. So looking forward to seeing what changes come about. Willie Meyer's face has changed again, which is hilarious. Or maybe his face hasn't changed. Maybe that's what he looked like the whole time. Oh dear me, that's the second time they've done that, interestingly enough. So yeah, where they've changed all of the generated things. I can't change the size of the scouting team, so that hasn't been fixed, which is really annoying, because we have got a scout capacity of 3, so we should be able to do that. I mean, maybe I'll have to just move forward a day or something. Yeah, we're gonna have to swap out to the old. No, we have got enough chassis for that. Yeah, this is going to be fine, actually. It's his engine where it's really going to be an issue. Because he's completely messed it up. We do have this brand new engine. Well, the ERS is going to be an issue, but we haven't got $2.5 million to spend on that. It would take us into debt, so. And we're also going to have to buy a new gearbox as well, so. Yeah. In a really tricky situation with Kimi Antonelli. He's not going to have a great weekend, that's for sure. But it is what it is, you know. He put it in the wall again, and yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. But let's push forward anyway. And we'll see whereabouts we get to. We'll see whether we can add any scouts to the team. It's just not allowing us. Yeah, no idea, folks. No idea whatsoever. Don't know why that's still broken. I was really hopeful that the patch would have fixed that, but clearly not. Right, let's head into the weekend then. Daniel Ricciardo, we'll put him as 18th or higher. Kimi Antonelli, 16th or higher. It seems decent. I don't really know why Daniel gets a poorer treatment from the odds, but let's see how it goes.
In the Republic of Singapore. Singapore's Marina Bay is a floodlit extravaganza for the senses and a true test for F1 drivers. Cars are just inches away from the walls on this tight street circuit, and even at night, the air thrums with heat. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. Now let's crack on with the weekend.
Okay, right, let's get ourselves into practice, and then I'll see you guys for qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Executing the perfect qualifying lap around Singapore comes down to absolute precision. The circuit needs high downforce and a good suspension to maximize grip on the bumpy street surface.
Karun, there's Yuki Tsunoda. How would you describe things for him at the moment?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Right then, we are ready and raring to go for qualifying, and it's going to be an interesting one because, you know, Kimi Antonelli, we're going to have to seriously adjust his car, unfortunately. I think we're going to be okay for engines. Obviously, there's still, 7 races to go this season, including this one, so... Yeah, we want that there, I think, and then... Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. But it's obviously his ERS. I mean, he's got 23% on that, so we're going to need a new ERS. That's 2.5 million. It's whether we can survive this weekend with the old one. But we are going to need a gearbox as well. And I'm kind of tempted to buy the gearbox now. Because although we'll go into debt, once we've finished the race, we should get our money back. I don't think the board will necessarily notice. So we are going to take the new gearbox with Kimi. And then it's about trying to get as far into qualifying as we possibly can. I think it's going to be a... Is it 10-place grid penalty for your first offence? Or is it just back of the grid? I don't actually know. I can't remember what the rules are with that. But we'll send them out there anyway, and fingers crossed we'll see a decent performance. But 7/10 is the difference between Ricciardo and Antonelli there. That's pretty huge. Well, we've got to hope that that is just Antonelli making a mistake and not actually his pace out there. Green first sector, green middle sector. He's going to come up to the line. That puts him a lot closer. Just 2/10 behind his teammate. Let's get Daniel out there now and put another lap in for him on his scrub tyres. See if he can improve like his teammate did. And certainly seems like he is going to. So 3/10 is what is separating the boys at the moment. Send Antonelli out for a third run. Daniel Ricciardo, that won't be necessary. Hulkenberg currently out of qualifying, which would be a huge shock. Bottas out as well. He is out because he's past the checkered flag. Antonelli didn't improve. So there we go then. That is the end of Q1, and a bit too close for comfort with Kimi Antonelli there. But Bottas, the biggest shock, going out in Q1. Okay, right. So Daniel Ricciardo's okay.
Get ready for the green light.
Try and give Ricciardo a little bit of a tow here behind his teammate. See if we have some benefit there.
Press in button box
Ricciardo
now.
has gone quicker. But in that final sector, he lost. Did he lose any time? He didn't actually lose any time there. Yeah, so, well, they're equal there. We'll see how that turns out. So that might be an awesome lap from Kimi. Well, 9th and 10th at the moment. Zhou Guanyu doesn't usually... Oh, he has, though. He's gone above. Go on, then. Send them both out again. Fingers crossed we will get through without any traffic. That's perfect. There we go. Green sectors from Antonelli. He's looking very good here. Kimi Antonelli flying around the final corner. Is he going to get himself into the top 10 here? No.
P11.
Daniel Ricciardo doesn't really improve too much either. So Antonelli definitely out.
You are currently P10.
And I think Hulkenberg is going to knock out Daniel Ricciardo here.
Okay, go in.
And he does. So it's going to be 11th for Daniel Ricciardo and 12th at best for Kimi Antonelli. Disappointing in qualifying there. And it's going to be Max Verstappen that is on pole position.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race.
The walls around Singapore force the cars close together, and even the best can waver in the tight spaces. Back in 2011, we saw Lewis Hamilton clip Felipe Massa as the two battled it out. There were certainly some words exchanged after that one, as I'm sure you recall.
The bumpy street surfaces here make this a challenging circuit for the drivers, and the humidity causes them to lose as much as 3 kilos over the course of a race. But it's also tough on the cars, with 23 corners to tackle each and every lap. Good low-speed downforce will make all the difference here. It's race day, with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
I panicked there because I seen an umbrella. It's only partly cloudy though. We're okay. Right, just a 5-place grid penalty then for Kimi Antonelli. That's not too bad actually. And let's have a think about this. I mean, we pretty much do not want to even entertain a 3-stop strategy. However, we can put one in there just to sort of see what if you like. I just want to see what compounds he's got left. So he has got 3 sets of soft tyres. So let's just see what would happen if we did a 3rd pit stop. Yeah, it's not actually going to help too much, is it? That would only be 1 second quicker than that strategy. This one is looking like 5 seconds quicker. I mean, do we fully conserve? I think we probably do. Sorry, dropping me phone in the background there. Yeah, And is it a day for trying out the whole... Let's just bring that back a little bit. Bring that back a little bit. Allow him to push early on here. Yeah. So conserve your tyres, but take all of the fuel out as well, and just really try and conserve with Kimi. So we can push as hard as we want the first couple of laps, that's fine. And then we go to full conserve with Kimi, and we see what he can do. In terms of Daniel Ricciardo, let's do the same with him. Attack towards the end. That looks good for Daniel. I don't like that strategy. I like this one because it will allow him to push really hard at the start. which is what we normally do with him. Right, bit of a strange one, but let's get ourselves into it. It will mean that Kimi Antonelli will hopefully not crash the car as well. But we'll see where it gets him.
And plenty of people watching on will be keen to follow Fernando Alonso's progress.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
And the time has come. Let's go racing.
Right then, so let's get into the Grand Prix.
The Singapore Grand Prix.
And it's 5 red lights, lights out. So away we go here in Singapore for the
Come on. Understood.
Singapore Grand Prix. And let's see what Kimi Antonelli can do. We know he's not far off the pace of Daniel Ricciardo today. But he'll absolutely have to make it pay early on, being able to push. Because if he doesn't, then he's going to be in huge trouble. So Daniel Ricciardo following Alex Albon. He's managed to make up a couple of positions so far. It's good to see. He's ahead of Norris. Who else he's ahead of at the minute? There's a beautiful move down the inside of Alex Albon. And very quickly, Daniel Ricciardo has got himself into a fantastic position here. As Antonelli has put himself past Porsche as well. And he's up to 14th as it stands. And Antonelli, I'm kind of just going to leave to his own devices today. I'm not going to mess with him too much. There's a beautiful move from Daniel Ricciardo round the outside of Nico Hülkenberg. And he's now up into 7th position, pushing really hard here. And right, let's whip everything down now for
Okay, good job.
Antonelli and see where he can get. He's got past Lando Norris, which is a very positive move. Oh, what's happened here? Ah, there we go. So you can bring that down now. That is something that they've started doing. Move that back down to balance now as well. And you know, Ricciardo will struggle to stay in front of these guys, but let's conserve for now and try and keep him within a DRS train. Antonelli, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Lando Norris, which is what you'd expect. Right, so let's see where we end up here with this conserve strategy. I think it could be very, very risky. I think tyres are going to die very, very fast in this race. Ricardo's dropped off Albon, which is unfortunate. He's doing well compared to Hülkenberg and Zhou Guanyu, which I think is important. Antonelli, meanwhile, staying within the DRS train, able to look after his tyres nicely. And that's really good to see. And hopefully, he will reap the rewards of that a little bit later on. Now, Norris has managed to make it past pretty much all of that group. Won't be long before he's in with Ricciardo, Zhou and Hülkenberg. Indeed, it certainly wasn't long. Ricciardo now dropping off the back of them. Antonelli's still staying with Ocon and Stroll. I'm going to zoom it forward quite significantly here, and we have a virtual safety car.
Get plus
And
time.
who is it that is out? It's George Russell that is out of this race. And he's just gone into the wall, I believe, at turn 18. And it's the final corner, actually. And that's a huge incident. And I assume that that will completely destroy his car. In a similar fashion to what happened to Antonelli last time. So, yeah, very interesting. Right. Let's get Ricciardo conserving the engine as well.
Okay.
And now he's in a pit window. We'll see if the safety car is still out. Oh, no, it's not. So,
VNC is ending.
possibly should have took the opportunity there.
Reduce flight corridor.
Understood.
Right, so let's push again here. Antonelli's been overtaken by Porsche. So Ricciardo is going to be coming in this lap.
Head down.
Roger.
And putting on the medium tyres. So here he comes into the pit lane. Would be nice to get a good pit stop here for Ricciardo. And Antonelli, we're going to do the same with him. And Ricciardo away in 2.4. It's a lovely pit stop. And now hopefully just able to slightly increase that pace. That's a lovely move down the inside. This is good from Antonelli. Past Ocon. Now Porsche is going to be next. And again goes down the inside beautifully. So here he comes then. Kimi Antonelli into the pit lane. And importantly, came in before Porsche, so that means he should stay in front of him here. As long as this pit stop's good. Let's keep an eye on it. And it is decent, 2.3. And that gets him out ahead of that Williams car. And quite significantly in front as well. Trying to use ERS to pull away, but that Haas car gets back in front. So yeah, he's going to be conserving. And keep an eye on that stint as it progresses. Daniel Ricciardo, meanwhile, doing an okay job. Just ahead of that group. And now time to possibly put the hammer down and try and get away, if you can. Go on to standard just to try and get those tyre temps up a little bit. And look how quickly he's just managed to absolutely bolt away from Lance Stroll here. I'll tell you what, there'll be some decent undercuts to be found here today. There's lots of different tyre strategies out there.
We okay on temperatures?
and tires are a bit on the cool side, so just watch out.
Antonelli is the one that has got up into 13th position right now. It's pretty decent.
How are the tires?
Right, back onto light now. So I'm going to get Antonelli's tyres up a little bit here.
Yep, understood.
I think important to get those tyres up to temp. And now he's going to conserve them. So that's nice. Antonelli up to 11th right now. And doing a really top quality job out there. He's not far behind Ricciardo at all here. And when Ricciardo passed Norris, he's now right behind Nico Hülkenberg. So both of our drivers in a decent place here. Norris with another mechanical fault. Once again, gonna make his life difficult. Now, will Ricciardo have DRS here? No, he won't.
Gasly,
Pierre Gasly, who's had a crash there.
there may be debris.
Expecting Hülkenberg to make it past. Right, let's use a little bit of Daniel Ricciardo pace here.
So what DRS?
Okay.
It's not quite worked out. We had hoped it would. Antonelli still following as well. Another yellow flag, and that's Logan Sargent this time. So let's see how we do in here. Yeah, I think we're in a decent position. We're all desperately looking after the tyres. Antonelli, meanwhile, starting to close in on Daniel Ricciardo, Nico Hülkenberg. Let's see if we can keep going. Ricciardo past Norris very quickly. Hamilton leading the race right now. We got yellow flags again.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Another crash, and I think that's Lawson this time.
Might still be some debris.
But still no safety car or virtual safety car. We don't want either just yet anyway. But look at this. Kimi Antonelli now has a chance to get into the points here. And this is really working as a strategy for Kimi Antonelli today. Running that light car. Looking after the tyres. Not taking many risks. Seems to have worked out really well. Considering he's got a wounded ERS. Albon in the pits, but Albon's a long, long way ahead of any of the battles today. Once again, Ricciardo could finish 8th. Antonelli could finish in the points. That would be pretty huge for us. And Ricciardo has got past Norris briefly. Time to push a little bit. Antonelli is past Nico Hülkenberg. He's done it's still a long time before Daniel Ricciardo's in. Alright, let's maybe switch this strategy up. I'm thinking let's go for that. Looks pretty good. Antonelli about to attack the tyres. There's his personal best middle sector in there. So in he comes. Give me Antonelli once again. Let's see how our pit stop goes. It's again a nice pit stop, 2.5. He is away in P15, but in a position that on those brand new tyres could do some serious damage. So he's going to get a massive undercut on Hulkenberg, you'd think.
Got no DRS.
Yeah, that's a very good undercut now. Ricciardo is going to be coming in this lap as well. So in then, Ricciardo comes. Chauban in too. Right, come on, last pit stop of the day, boys. And it's a nice one, 2.4. Done well there with both drivers. Ricciardo comes back out in 9th position. And should now be able to drive at a decent pace. Antonelli, meanwhile, not far off the points. Norris in. Ricciardo should get a decent undercut on him. And does. It's a very, very decent undercut as well. 3 seconds is the gap now. Norris has come back out on brand new hard tyres. Right, Antonelli will tell him high risk overtaking so he can get past these two very quickly, because he'd like to stay well ahead of Nico Hulkenberg if possible. We've got 21 laps to go here. And there goes Hulkenberg past Yuki Tsunoda. Good move there. He's going to have DRS on Stroll now. This should be easy peasy. And it was. Right, there we go. Nicely done.
Out of DRS.
And now Antonelli is just 3 seconds behind Lando Norris, but Ricciardo doing a great job. He's 4 seconds ahead of this battle. Tsunoda and Stroll come in, and 7 seconds separates Antonelli and Hulkenberg now. Antonelli closes to within 2 seconds of Lando. And we have got some of the leaders coming through. Let's see what we can pull off here. Just constantly closing in on Lando. It's going to be a very quick overtake, I think. Norris's pace is going off a cliff, I think. He is really struggling out there.
Okay, we need to save some fuel.
We've gone into balanced because we're about to be lapped very, very shortly. But if we can get past Norris, we should be able to push a little bit harder. Yeah, he's had to let those three past. But it's another 10 seconds until the next leader comes through. And there we go. We follow through Lewis Hamilton. And that's pretty much perfect. Actually unlap ourselves on Lewis there. Could have been better though because Norris managed to catch up. Now, Daniel Ricciardo, 9 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu. Don't think he's going to make that up, but we shall see. Antonelli, meanwhile, good amount ahead of Norris. Right, let's top up the ER, or maybe even just harvest with Antonelli here. I think he'd still be able to stay close to Norris, and then he'll be able to really push.
Copy.
Mode push, mode push.
Copy.
And there we go, he flies around the outside. And now he can just deploy, get himself away from Lando. This one sees properly out of the 1 second window. Then I feel like Norris will have no chance at that point. I'm still staying fairly close to him though here. Don't really know how he's managing that.
No more overtake.
Not far now. And that's pretty brilliant what he's managed there. So Antonelli actually starting to catch up to his teammate Daniel Ricciardo here. 3.5 seconds behind. But the key thing is Antonelli 7.5 seconds now behind or ahead of Norris. Another crash from the lower order. It's amazing how none of the top order have managed to do that. Pretty incredible that Norris is staying in the top 10 despite how bad his car is acting up. But it looks like it's going to be a double points finish, and I tell you what, a very strong recovery from Kimi Antonelli, particularly because of his ERS, which could just go at any time. Probably worth now doing that. It's going to slow him down, but it helps look after the car as much as we can.
Try to save fuel where you can.
Understood.
We'll go to high fuel now.
And now 3 laps to go.
Because like what I will help.
Okay.
Let's see where we get to. So Ricardo's now only 4 seconds behind Joe. So as Joe's tyres have fallen off a cliff, so there's actually perhaps an opportunity here for Daniel to catch Joe. We've got 2 laps to go, essentially. We're 3 seconds behind. Definite opportunity. There's Antonelli, he's just going to nurse that car home now. Yeah, he was meant to be looking after these, wasn't he? But we got to move him back down. Doesn't really matter. Oh, how's Ricciardo now 5 seconds behind? Ah, it's because he's had to let the Ferrari through. Ah, okay. So it's all going to come down to if someone else manages to overtake Zhou Guanyu, which I think has just happened there. Is that Alonso going through Zhou there?
ERS is currently disabled.
Or
ERS is
maybe
currently
that
disabled.
was him go. No,
Okay.
because Russell's out, so yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. It doesn't really matter. I don't think Ricciardo's target was that, but Max Verstappen wins another Grand Prix here in
Max
Singapore.
Verstappen over the
And
finish line.
Hamilton
And
finishes
today's
second,
winner.
Alonso third, then Leclerc. Piastri finishes, or will finish fifth, ahead of Albon in sixth. Zhou finishes seventh, and Daniel Ricciardo finishes a brilliant eighth. And well done to Kimi Antonelli, despite
Was a very good effort.
us, you know, giving him a massive conserve strategy. It's worked out, and he has come in 9th position today. Brilliant performance, 2 points to his championship tally, and a big recovery drive after disappointment last time.
Yes. Feels better, to be honest.
It's a good job today by you. So just remember, when you come in, you go to P1, wait 3 seconds, and then P0. See you soon.
So thanks, Gary, for some great race engineering today. And despite both of our cars starting outside the points, we've managed to get a double points finish. Probably our best
Celebrating tonight,
of
I
the
bet.
season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Constructors Champions.
Well done, Red
And
Bull.
what a truly dominant display we've seen this season. I don't think it was ever in doubt.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
The wins just keep coming and coming. We'll be running out of superlatives at this rate, Crofty.
And you've got to think that Singapore will be buzzing now for many hours to come. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
No doubt they'll be pleased. Both drivers really delivered. And what's more, there were lots of positives to be taken away from the race.
Yeah, really exciting.
And a big thanks to you all for joining us this weekend here in Singapore.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
Well, absolutely fabulous performance there, and some very good points to add to our tally. It means Daniel Ricciardo breaks 50 for this season, and he's actually catching up to Nico Hülkenberg a little bit. His season is almost capitulating a little. Obviously, 78 rated now. He's struggling to keep up with these young guns. Lewis Hamilton is having a fantastic season. He's up in 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. Still a long way behind Fernando Alonso, but you've got to say he's done a sterling job. Max Verstappen's 16th race of the season in 18 races means that he is very much on the verge of championship victory. Kimi Antonelli's performance is currently got him in 13th place in the championship at the moment. Should finish above Tsunoda if he manages to continue his decent form. Okay, fastest pit stops then. And Kimi Antonelli had the 10th fastest pit stop today. McLaren leading the way in that championship. We are currently in 5th. But 4 very solid pit stops today. $894,000 gained as well. And that should mean that we get away with buying the new gearbox. Gary Gannon moves up to 83, which is fabulous to see. Underfloor manufacturing is complete. And yeah, I think we're all good here. We've done really, really well to get to where we have done here. What's happened here? Yes, they are happy. So it has improved. Let's arrange the meeting. They're going to be happy going forward, which is nice to see. And that's on both cars, which is very nice. Daniel Ricciardo, though, does need some new side pods, so we're going to have to build up the stock again. But yeah, you can see it hasn't come up with being in debt, so I think we got away with that. Let's have a little look. Finances. Maybe not, actually. Maybe they weren't happy. They're satisfied with that anyway, so it doesn't desperately matter. And they're delighted with pretty much everything that we're doing in terms of the race performance. Let's just double check the scouting team. Yep, still broken, unfortunately. Despite the new patch. It's not good enough, really, is it? Let's not beat around the bush. Because it does mean that we can't look at anything to do with drivers, staff. You know, luckily we're in a decent place with our drivers, but we can't look, we can't spy on what's happening. We can see their remaining contracts, though, which is interesting. So Verstappen's got 3 months left. Looks like Norris has 3 months left. Leclerc does, as does Piastri has a year left. Russell has 4 years at Aston Martin. Carlos Sainz 3 months at Alpine. Alonso's still got a year left. Hamilton's got a year left as well. But interestingly, we can see the buyout fees, which is good to see. Oh, Bottas has 4 years at RB. That's huge. Wow. But yeah, that's nice. I assume that's come through in a patch. Okay. How's Mick Schumacher doing? Is he still getting along, or he has dropped to 77 now? So be interesting to see how long he stays around in the sport. Perez, will he return next season? 35 years old. I find that unlikely. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. I am trying to go, by the way, but the mouse isn't working. Goodbye, everyone.